Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day. This video, I want to talk to you guys about the BC-160 here. This is an AMD GPU that has 8 gigabytes of HBM2 memory, and it's an AMD card, okay? So it's actually amazing now that I've been playing around with this GPU, and now there's been some new information that's been sent to me. Thank you to Mr. Alltrack and also Backwards Miner. They have essentially done a BIOS update on this GPU to gain even more efficiency. So that is what I want to show you guys today, and mainly on Zeus and also Ironfish. Okay, so I've already done a lot of testing with the BIOS flash, and I'm going to show you guys how to BIOS flash if you have BC-160s, okay? And yeah, just go through all the efficiencies, the overclocks I'm using and everything. And yeah, it's actually a pretty good GPU for the price that I've been seeing for these. So yeah, let me go through how to first BIOS update it, and then we'll talk about the hash rates and such regarding the BC-160. So right after a word from today's video sponsor, CryptoMinerBros.com. Since 2018, Crypto Miner Bros has been the go-to source for all the top crypto miners trusted by miners worldwide. The prices you see on their website includes shipping and DDP to your door, so there are no surprises at checkout. They ship to over 100 countries and even offer lower invoicing to help you save on customs fees. Pay with direct bank transfer or crypto payments such as Bitcoin, USDT, or Caspa. Ready to save even more? Use code RedPanda at checkout for $70 off each ASIC ordered. Join tens of thousands of satisfied customers who trust Crypto Miner Bros for their successful hardware fulfillment, transparent pricing, and world-class service. Visit CryptoMinerBros.com today, link down below. Okay, I gotta shut this thing down first, but before I show you guys how I BIOS update this, okay, I just want to let you know on Zeus, this thing uses about, I think about 75 watts or so at about almost 21 kilohash. So that is honestly very, very efficient, very close to a, in terms of like a 3070 in terms of efficiency. It's about 0.4 points off, but then of course, you know, the CMP 100-210 and also the 178X are both, of course, a bit more efficient than the BC-160 on Zeus. But it's surprising on what this, you know, BC-160 can achieve with this unlocked, essentially, voltage on the BC-160 with this BIOS flash. But another strong coin algorithm that this card is very good at as well is fish hash or Ironfish. So I'm able to achieve about 41.86 at about 89 watts at the PMD. So that's an efficiency of 2.1. So it's pretty much stacks up against the CMP 100-210, but it does not beat the CMP 170HX. But I'd say this card costs almost, I think I've seen 6 to 10 times more than the BC-160 currently. So the dollar per hash there is pretty bad, but that's not what this video is about. Okay, let me change out a GPU to another BC-160 because I've already BIOS flashed this. So I'm gonna switch it out with a brand new one, and I'll go through the process on how to BIOS flash it, okay? So I'll see you guys in the computer. Okay, so first thing you wanna do, you wanna make sure you have the correct AMD driver for the BC-160. So in order to update the driver to specifically 5.6.1, you're going to log into it. So if you're logged in locally, or you can, of course, use remote access, Hive shall start. Since I am local to it, I'm just going to connect to this. Okay, I'm going to log into it. For me, it's just user and then 1. You should obviously use a different password for the default username and password if you can. I'm lazy, so I didn't change it. But anyways, so you got to update the driver. So we got to do AMD-OCL install. Okay, and it's probably going to list out, yeah, we're going to list out the different versions here. So what you want to do is type in AMD-OCL-install and then 5.6 and hit enter. Okay, so that's going to install 5.6.1, and mine's okay. It's gonna do it again for me, so wait till this finishes. Okay, and looks like it just finished. Okay, so it said current installed OpenCL AMD GPU 5.61 ROCM. That's the most important one, 5.61. Okay, so that is installed. Okay, now the next step that we want to do for BIOS flashing, which you're going to need to download the BIOS, okay, right here, which I'll have linked down below, as well as the AMD VB-Flash, okay, 4.71. All right, you're going to copy these two items into a USB stick, okay, which is going to be formatted with FAT32, okay, and you're going to copy the AMD VB-Flash, all right, version 4.71, which again I'll have linked down below, and then also the BIOS, okay, that we have here that I got from Mr. Alltrack and Backwards Miner, okay, so it's x04.rom. Now the BIOS I currently have on this GPU is x00. So by the end of this, which will be very quick, it's going to be x04. Now, just a quick note. I know some people are going to ask, Red Panda, why can't you just VBIOS, flash the BIOS in HiveOS? Well, I did try that and it doesn't work this way. And Alltrack did confirm with me it doesn't work this way, and I tried it as well. So don't bother doing it this way. We're going to have to download these two files, the ROM and the ATI flash, amdvbflash, into a USB stick, okay, just like this. So the two files that you'll need on the USB stick is the AMD VB-Flash and the BIOS file. So now I'm going to eject this USB stick, okay, and now I'm going to remove it from the computer. Then you're going to plug it into the motherboard that has the BC-160. Okay. Now, next step is you're gonna go back to here. Then we're gonna now need to do a few commands to BIOS update. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing you're gonna type is fdisk -L. All right, this is just to list your drives here, okay? So now we need to create the local folder and mount the drive. So we're gonna go mkdir media /USB1, okay? And then next we're gonna mount the drive. So sudo mount dev sdb1 media /USB1. Okay, just to mount it to there. Enter, and there you go. So now we're gonna open up the USB. Okay, so cd media USB1. And I forgot a slash there, and right here, okay, /media /USB1. Okay, there we go. Now we gotta flash the BIOS onto the GPU. Okay, so we're gonna type in AMD VB-Flash --P 0 and then -F to force. Okay, then we're gonna type in Radeon, and then you can press tab. It should auto-populate the rest of the file name that is on the USB. Okay. Then we're gonna make sure you have no space there at the end of ROM, and then we're gonna hit enter. And now it's going to flash the GPU. Okay, hopefully. Do this at your own risk, okay? It says restart the system to complete the VBIOS update. So that's it. That's how you update your BC-160 to the new X04 BIOS here. So we're gonna do a reset, okay, reboot, okay? So wait for this to come up, and we'll see if this X00 has changed to X04. So be right back. Okay, I think it's just coming back up here. I'm gonna Control F5 to refresh the page. And there we go. We got X04 now, BIOS on the BC-160. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's do Zeus first. I just want to show you guys now what I'm using to get, these hash rates. And also for Ironfish, for Team Red Miner, there is a special config command here. Okay, --kernel_VM_mode = R. This is for the R mode for the Navi cards, our BC-160, the HBM memory. This really bodes well for the HBM2 to get that little bit extra hash rate. So I'll show you guys the example of this right after the Zeus one here. Okay, so Zeus is going right now, and let's just see. Let's now log back into it just to see what hash rate we get. Miner, and it's, let me zoom back out here, and also I'm going to show you guys the overclocks that I am using. Okay, so this is the overclock I'm using for the BC-160. I've been playing around with the core voltage. The lower I go, I did try 660, but then it started crashing. So depending Silicon Lottery, you're gonna have to play around with the voltage. The lowest I could go was 670 in order for me to get stable hash rates at about 20.74 kilohash. And so software is at 64, 65 watts, okay, in the software. But the actual, power consumption is about 75, 76 or so at the PMD. Okay, so that is giving us an efficiency of 3.5 watt per hash, which is pretty good. Not as good as the 3070, but for an AMD GPU, that's pretty good efficiency right there, of course. Okay, so for 3070 or CMP 100-210 or the 178X, these are obviously better. But, for this is not bad. This is pretty good efficiency. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys these overclocks here for the BC-160. And I'll have this sheet linked down below. You guys can see all the numbers I used here or what I got. And you guys can use this as these overclocks here for reference, okay? Again, Silicon Lottery, you're gonna have to play around with the voltages and stuff. Should probably change this to 670, because that's what, after a while it did crash at 660 for me, so. Okay, let me try fish hash now, okay, which are different overclocks, okay? So we're gonna go to rocket this, and now let's talk about the, so that's the hash rate, you guys saw there. Okay, so I'm gonna now show you guys the extra config argument that I had to put for this BC-160, okay? So -- kernel _ VM _ mode equals R, all right, for R mode, okay? So this will help find the perfect, I guess, kernel for the GPU, and here, I can show you exactly what I mean here. Our ETH config, it says here. So R mode 368, and it could vary, but oh, I forgot to change the overclocks. Okay, hold on, let's go back here. Let's do this in real time. Okay, so we got to change my overclocks here for Ironfish because it's going to be different. So I did test a bunch of different ones, but I think the efficient one for me that I liked was 41.86 mega hash, okay, at 89 watts. So we did 1250 core, 720 voltage, 700 mem. Okay, so 720 voltage, 700 mem, that's normal. And then I did 1200 mem clock. Okay, so 1200 mem clock. Now, there's SOC and frequency of VDD max here. I'm going to take these out. I don't think this really did anything for Ironfish, but I'm going to hit apply. And then let's see. We're probably going to have to restart it, actually. Let me restart that. And the hash rate should be over 45. Okay. So let me just make sure this goes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so it just finished with its auto-tuning, and yeah, this is where we're getting about 41, almost 42 mega hash at about 70, software shows 78, but the PMD is actually like 90 on this card, 92 on this card. The other card I got was getting 75 software, 89 at the PMD, so it looks like this one's getting a little bit more at the PMD, but this is, really, honestly, really good efficiency if we were to compare it to like the CMP 100-210, which gets a little bit better, which I have been testing on, like on my 3070s. No, sorry, they're on Zeus right now, but I did do Ironfish on these, and it was on Ironfish earlier, fish hash. So I was getting, this doesn't show individual, but yeah, I wrote it down here. The CMP 100-210 was getting 72.05 mega hash at like 147 watts, but that was an efficiency of 2.04. So it's a little bit better than the BC-160, but not by much in terms of efficiency. But of course, I don't think anyone could buy the CMP 100-210s anymore, so this GPU is out. Then the infamous CMP 178X is still the king of efficiency for Ironfish, fish hash, all right? But for a $90 GPU, the BC-160, I'd say it does pretty well. And if I were to compare, like, I could buy 3 of these BC-160s for like $300 versus a $500, $600, sometimes $800, $900 178X. Which, yeah, these GPUs cost a lot right now. So the dollar per mega hash is, I'd say, really bad on the 178X currently. Depending on your, electrical costs, if you have low electrical costs like I do, I'm now looking at these BC-160s if I'm, making a couple rigs of these, just in case GPU mining decides to go back up again, or any of these types of memory-based algorithms that are, it looks pretty promising on this card. Seems to be pretty decent on the BC-160, but let me know what you guys think. Okay, so that's how you BIOS update your BC-160 if you guys want to do it or not. Again, do it at your own risk. It's really not that hard to do. And again, thank you to AllTrack and Backwards Miner for helping me out on this one for you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know, I'll have everything, again, linked down below, all the commands I'll have linked down below, and let me know if this helped you out or not. All right, so I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.